Hey, Shalom Markins, this is Rakam Kapash from GMS London, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem Chachwadash. Want to give double honors unto the elders, the apostles of GMS, and Shalom out there to the whole elect, pushing his truth in all sincerity. Back again with another video. And I've got this article here from the Daily Mail, okay, from the science department. And, shit in this world is just getting weirder and weirder, man. And so we got this this transhumanism future that Esau's trying to, present to us as if this is, the way of the future. Because with all this technology, he can, you don't need to give birth no more. We can have robots do it. And it reminds you of that the movie Demolition Man, but them people stop having sex. Sex wasn't a thing anymore, man. You can have children. It's like we can insert cells into a robot, and the robot can grow the baby, right? And you can have children trouble free, right? And it's gonna have to be like that, because in the future, you people are not gonna be able to have children anyway, right? Because the birth rate is dropping crazy, sperm counts dropping crazy, women's rooms are shutting up shop. All right, so yeah, maybe in the future under Esau's rulership, this is the way, the only way you're gonna be able to have children, right? But it's so weird, man. It's so wacky, what Esau's technology is bringing into the world, right? And you got fucking Moab, right? In on this shit, right? But anyway, let's get into it, right? The title of the article is "Would you use a robot surrogate?" China develops the world's first pregnancy humanoid that's capable of giving birth to a live baby. Man, this shit's just weird, man. Says it's a concept that currently only exists in sci-fi movies. But scientists in China are developing the world's first pregnancy robot capable of carrying a baby to term and giving birth. The humanoid will be equipped with an artificial womb, right? Artificial means fake, false, right? That receives nutrients through a hose, experts say. A prototype is expected to be released next year with a selling price of 100,000 yuan, £10,000. Right? Dr. Zhang Quifeng, who founded the company Kiowa Technology, is developing the machine. The device he envisions is not simply an incubator, but a humanoid that can replicate the entire process from concept to delivery, Asian media outlets report. It says he said the artificial womb technology is already in a mature stage and now needs to be implied in the robot's abdomen, so that a real person and the robot can interact to achieve pregnancy. It's just weird. So with regards to ethical and legal issues, he said, we have held discussion forums with authorities in Guangdong province, and he submitted related proposals while discussing policy and legislation. Yeah, this shit ain't fucking ethical. This is weird as hell, man. Okay, women have children and give birth already, man. You don't need a fucking robot to do it, right? And for those women that can't give birth, right, that's just a lot the Lord had upon you, man. Okay, to not be able to give birth, right? So experts have not yet provided any specifics on how the egg and sperm are fertilized and implied in the artificial womb. This news of the development sparked intense discussion across China's social media, with critics condemning the technology as ethically problematic and unnatural. Unnatural being the word, right? This is against nature, right? And this is something that Esau and his technology continues to push the boundaries of, things that could be done or things that should be done, right? Esau doesn't give a damn about what should be done. He might be capable of doing certain things, right? And these other nations, they jump on the bandwagon with this shit, right? And push the boundaries, all right? Because the technology that exists today, right? But you're bringing all this madness, all this unnatural, wicked stuff, right? The Most High already created, a human incubator, right? It's called the woman, right? But as Esau tears down the gender roles and the purpose of a woman, all this kind of bullshit, right? They got fucking robots replacing you, It's crazy. So many argue that depriving a fetus of maternal connection was cruel, while questions were raised about how eggs would be sourced for the process. However, many showed support for the innovation, viewing it as a means to spare women from pregnancy-related suffering. Oh no, the women. The reason why you women suffer, right, is because of the what they call the original sin, right? Because of Eve in the garden, right? Her punishment for eating that fruit, which is really taking knowledge of the serpent, okay, was to have problem, have trouble in childbearing, right? Pain, you know. Um, let me grab it. Is it? Yeah, here we go. Genesis chapter 3, verse 16 says, "And unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception." Right? You read Genesis chapter 3, we should all know the story by now, right? Eve hearkened unto the serpent, right? And that's punishment, right? Because she calls her and Adam to sin because of a punishment. This was said, right? Verse 16, unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children. Right? So it's because of sin, because of wickedness. And here it is today, you're continuing in this madness. You're trying to find ways around it. It's always trying to find a way around judgment. Okay, you're supposed to suffer during pregnancy in this world. In the kingdom, a different matter. But here, that's part of the price to pay. Okay? This is thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. Right? And again, it's women, want to detach away from their natural roles that they've been assigned to, going against their nature. It says, one role, many families pay significant expenses for artificial insemination only to fail. So the development of the pregnancy robot contributes to society. And previously, scientists have successfully kept premature lambs alive for weeks using an artificial womb that looks like a plastic bag. Oh, this is horrible. Look at this, man. This is some freaky ass shit. This is some disturbing shit, man. But this is what Esau and these guys be doing, man. All these science boffins, man. All these science heads. Oh, man. Like, the Most High's creation is very elegant. I mean, I was going to say, it's like, it don't look like this, right? I'm about to say, if you've ever been there while a woman's give birth, right? Yeah, okay, maybe not so elegant right then, there and then, but but the incubator itself, the woman, is more elegant than this. This is man, it's horrible. This is some Frankenstein shit. Yeah, man, this is some Frankenstein shit. Oh man. The biobag provided everything the fetus needed to continue growing and maturing. You know what this reminds me of? The Matrix, man. When they would take it, when the robots were taking the things out of the pods. Keanu Reeves in those incubators, essentially, right? Yeah, man, it's fucked up. The biobag provided everything the fetus needed to continue growing and maturing, including a nutrient-rich blood supply and a protective sac of amniotic fluid. After 28 days of being in the bag, the lambs, which otherwise would have likely have died, have put on weight and have grown wool. While the biobag acts like an incubator, allowing premature individuals to grow in an environment similar to the womb, scientists hope the pregnancy robot will be able to support the fetus from conception to delivery. Oh, here we go. Here's the voice of the feminists, right? Since the 1970s, feminist activists such as Andrea Dworkin have been surely opposed. Okay. I thought she was going to be for it. Have been strongly opposed to the use of artificial wombs on the grounds that it could lead to the end of women. Women are all confused, man. Women don't know what to think, right? Because guarantee someone would say this is great. Oh, okay. Oh, so yeah, someone would say this is great, and others would say it will be the end of women. Women are all confused about what they're supposed to be doing, man, and what a woman's supposed to be. In 2012, Ms. Dworkin wrote, "Women already have the power to eliminate men, and their collective wisdom have decided to keep them." The real question now is: will men, once the artificial womb is perfected, want to keep women around? Boy, well, yeah, you're testing that every day in it, but you know, this is just not how humanity's supposed to be living. You know, researchers wrote a concern is that it could lead to the devaluation or even pathologizing of pregnancy and may diminish women's experience of deriving meaning. The meaning, because believe it or not, we're all designed for a purpose, right? And this is why the Most High made us the way He made us, man. Okay, only women can bear children. Men can't bear children because it's not meant to be that way, right? You're meant to that's the role you play, right? But when we stop trying to fulfill our own purpose, we lack importance, direction. As it says they diminish women's experience of deriving meaning, empowerment, and self-fulfillment. Right? These people are not really fulfilled out here, right? They think women think they gotta go out and get a career and all this kind of stuff and have multiple partners before settling down when she's like 60 or some shit, when she's too old, and it's too late by that point. Most men don't want them around. From this unique aspect of female biology, right? Hopefully, there's not much left because I just want to really get the scriptures now. Would you grow your baby in a bag? Jay-Z backs the use of artificial wombs, but critics claim it could be the end of women. This is madness. Oh, okay. Let me see what else is right here. I read that. Mad. So earlier this year, however, a survey showed that 42% of people aged 18 to 24 said that they would support growing a fetus entirely out of a woman's body, outside of a woman's body. Right? That's quite high, That's kind of mad. The development is reminiscent of the 2023 film The Pod Generation, where a tech giant offers couples the option of using detachable artificial wombs or pods to share pregnancy. If it comes to fruition, the humanoid pregnancy could be seen as a tool to help tackle rising rates of infertility in China, because everybody's suffering with their population now, All right. So yeah, like I said, shit's getting weird in this place, man, and Esau and his science, right? It all needs to go. Okay, this technology that is flooding the earth right now needs to go, man. Man's inventions are wicked, man. All right, so let me grab this on the scriptures. 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 20. O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust, avoiding profane and vain babblings and oppositions of science, falsely so called. Right, all this is science, and science is knowledge, right? That's what the word science means, right? So this is knowledge, man, but it's wicked. This is witchcraft, right? It's wicked, it's demonic, right? It's not the right way. It's not the right way to do things, man. This is all science, falsely so called, man. This is not right. This is not right, man. Okay, this is pretty fucked up, But this is Esau, and his knowledge, playing God. It's Romans chapter 1, verse 22. It says, professing themselves to be wise, they became fools, right? They think they're smart. They think, oh yeah, we could do all this now. We got all this wisdom, we got this technology now, we could do this and we could do that, Right? So you think you're wise in coming up with these types of things. It says, but they became fools. Because you're stupid, man. Because this is wickedness. Alright, so then change the glory of the uncorruptible God into an image made like to corruptible man, and to birds and four-footed beasts and creeping things, right? Wherefore God also gave them up to uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves, who changed the truth of God into a lie, and worship and serve the creature more than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. Right? These people really believe in their science more than believe in God. Right? These people right now living on the planet are not spiritual people. We're not living in a spiritual time, man. Okay, Esau is basically done away with the Most High, right? And his will and miracles and all these different types of things. Now you trust in him, trust in Esau and the science. You know, they always say in the news, yeah, trust the science. You know, basically trust them. Trust them and their technology and their fucking wacky witchcraft. You know? Verse 26, for this cause God gave them up to vile affections. Even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature. Right? Women are done out here, man. Women don't know what the hell to be. What the hell they're supposed to do. Right? On one side they're fighting the gender war. At the same time they want doors held open for them. You know? They don't know what the hell they want. Right? Because Esau all up in their head, man. The serpent all up in their head and confused the fuck out of them. Right? And now they're being replaced by fucking robots. So, especially in Japan and shit, you know, man ain't got no girlfriends, man. They got dolls. You know what I'm saying? Robotic dolls and shit. Right? Because it's messed up. This is the world that Esau's created, man, and it's totally messed up, man. Okay, this ain't right. Come on, man. So likewise also that men, leaving the natural use of the women, burn into their lust one toward another, right? Esau convincing you that, oh, you need to change sexes, or you need to be gay, or you need to be this and that, you know, or it's okay to be doing all this stuff, and he's gonna facilitate, you know, whatever you want to be, right? You know, bro, it's not right. So likewise also the men leaving the natural use of the woman, right? Man and woman meant to be become one flesh, right? She's meant to bear the man's children. That's reducing. That's disappearing on the earth, man. Right? Esau's giving you all these different options that you can do and that you can be. Right? So you're not constrained by the rules of the Heavenly Father. Right? Esau is here to liberate you, right? Just like the serpent. Right? He's playing the role of the serpent, opening your eyes, right, to all these things all these possibilities that are around you, even though it's wickedness. Right? Esau is that serpent. You know, beguiling you. Right? Telling you that all these things is okay. You shan't surely die. You know? And you're going to be like gods. Yeah, serpent's doing it all over again, man. So the men working with men that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves that recompense of their error which was meet. And even as they did not like to retain God in their knowledge, right? So when these men are doing these things, right, are they thinking about the Most High when they're doing these things? You know, are they thinking, oh, should we do this? Is this the right thing to do? So like I said, just because you can do something, it don't mean that you should do it. Right? That's wisdom to know whether you should or shouldn't. You know, not whether you can or can't. Right? Is the Most High in their mind when they're doing these things? No, hell no. This is verse 28, and even as they did not like to retain God in their knowledge, God gave them over to a reprobate mind, right? So they continue more and more into folly, right? Just like, you know, these individuals here. But in general, people just continue more and more in their folly, man. Right? And to do those things which were not convenient, being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity, whisperers, backbiters, haters of God. Right? These men must hate the Most High, man. They must hate his creation. Right? So despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things. This is not written about an evil invention. Right? As good as they're trying to make it sound like, oh yeah, we can you know, save the woman from childbearing and her suffering, and we can prop up the population rates and all these kinds of things. Yeah, it all sounds good, yeah, but you understand, okay, that this is not right, and the Most High is going to judge you for all of this. You're going to find out your population is going to drop even further when the Most High brings judgment. You know. It says, haters of God, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things, disobedient to parents, without understanding. These men don't have understanding, even though they think that themselves to be wise. So covenant breakers, without natural affection, impassible, unmerciful, who know in the judgment of God that they which commit such things are worthy of death. And believe it, death is coming. Death is coming, man. Judgment is coming. So not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them. Right? They like I said, they facilitate others, man. They enable others and encourage others to do the wickedness and to be a part of it. You know? It's first Genesis chapter 12, right? And the earth brought forth grass and herb yielding seed after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit, whose seed was in itself after his kind, and God saw that it was good. Right, the Most High already set up the system to bring forth life. Right? And now you're trying to, go around all these go around the method the Most High created to establish your own way. Because you're not happy with how it's done. You're trying to establish your own righteousness, your own power and godhood. But no, it was already good. It's already good. It's perfect. Okay, now you're trying to tamper with it, man. All right, there's no need for you to do all this. Right? If these nations weren't living in sin, they wouldn't have to be worrying about all their population race and all these different types of things here. So these are not good arguments at the end of the day, because you wouldn't be suffering those things if you was doing righteousness. This is Genesis chapter 6 verse 11 says, the earth also was corrupt before the Most High, and the earth was filled with violence. And God looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt, and all flesh had corrupted his way upon the earth. Right? And again, this is nothing but corruption of the way of life. Okay, everybody's corrupting their ways. Okay, as we just read in Romans. All right. All flesh had corrupted his way upon the earth. And God said unto Noah, the end of all flesh is come before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them, and behold, I will destroy them with the earth. Right, so the Lord brought great judgment upon the prior world. Okay? The Lord brought the flood. Right? And the Lord's about to bring another great judgment upon the earth for all the wickedness that's done in it again. Right? All because men were corrupted and full of violence. Right? And this world is making the same mistakes that they did back then. It's Revelation chapter 13 verse 14. And deceived them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast. Right? So again, Esau, he's able to deceive the nations by these miracles that he's able to do. Because again, he's playing that role of the serpent. Right? By showing, telling the world or showing the world that I can do all these things and don't worry about the Most High's his order that he set up, man. I can do this. I can go around this. Like you can be a homosexual and you can have children at the same time. No, these things are not even. No, these things weren't possible. These things weren't possible before. But no, now you can just we'll just throw your sperm over there and we'll grow your baby. You can have a baby or this or that. Esau's breaking all the rules that the Most High put in place. Right, that worked good. That was perfect. Okay, now you're just messing up everything with all your wickedness, man, all your witchcraft, all this left-handedness, right? You're messing everything up, and this is why the earth is in a fucked up place right now, and this is why judgment's coming. So again, it deceived them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast that which had the wound by a sword and did live. Right, so you're trying to deceive all the people by all these things. This is Psalms 10 verse 3. It says, for the wicked boasts of his heart's desire. right? And I mentioned those films, man. These films, they're like preludes, man, and gateways to the wicked elites' imaginations, man. Their heart, right? I mentioned Demolition Man, mentioned Matrix, right? But also Children of Men. You know, no one could have children. The child that was in the movie was a miracle, right? And they wanted the child. You know, Esau's pushing the future where you're not gonna be able to have children, right? And that the only way you're gonna be able to have children is through him, through his fucking laboratory shit. You know, fucking inseminate some fucking robot or some shit, man. That's the only access to life. It will be through him. So he's gonna have control on new life. When we tell you about this devil, man, about everything that he's doing is to gain control, we're not joking. He literally wants to control everything. Right? It's not a joke. He really wants to become the Most High and control whether or not you have, whether you have children or not. You know, that's why he's gonna kill all your reproductive, you know, gadgets, right? All your organs and that, and yeah, and so you're gonna be completely reliant on his methods, his witchcraft, to have children. And now they got robots, ready to bear children and all this kind of stuff. Freeze your eggs, freeze your sperm. We're gonna replicate. We're gonna have CRISPR. We're gonna do genetic editing and all this shit. Esau wants complete and utter control, right? And best believe this shit won't come cheap. I mean, these robots are already 10 grand. Yeah, these fucking robots are already 10 grand, man. Esau wants to control all of this, man. So again, for the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire, and blesseth the covetous, whom the Lord abhorreth. The wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after God. God is not in all these thoughts, right? Like I said, these men are not thinking about the Most High when they're doing these things. Or if they are, it's more of an act of defiance when they do these things. It is mad. Why does that look like a scene from Black Mirror? It might be. Right? Right. So yeah, that's what the presets have for this one. All right. So yeah, man, this is shit's getting, like I said, shit's getting weird, man. This is all fucked up, man. All right. And this is just another reason why we need to get the hell out of here, man. This future that Esau is trying to create for, man. I don't want no part of this, man. I don't want to be here living through this madness. Where's that lamb? Hey, man. Imagine that. That's your next child to be born in a fucking sack. Bro, it's disturbing, man. This shit is actually disturbing. That's how children will be born in the future. Like I said, like the fucking Matrix. Yeah, man. But anyway, that's all I got for this video. Lord, when this was edifying, and I'll catch you brothers and sisters on the next video. Until next time, I say shalom.